I woke up with the words Lightbringer echoing in my head. However, it felt more than just an echo. The words reverberated throughout my bedroom. They lingered there, strange and heavy, like a message half forgotten in the haze of sleep. I lay there for a moment looking up towards the ceiling fan, trying to shake it off, but the images from that dream clung to me. Your face, the bar, the way you said you were leaving and coming back, but my gut knew better. You left anyway, only to reappear briefly, offering to help clean as if we hadn't just spent hours in awkward silence. And then, just like that, you vanished again, out the door and into the night. Walking with a friend, both of you laughing, chatting, absorbed in the attention of some rando in a blue sports car. I watched the situation, observed it, as if I were an owl perched and hidden within the trees, there, but not there. I didn't think much of the dream at first, chalking it up to some weird offshoot of my brain clearing out excess information, but the words, Lightbringer, wouldn't escape me. It felt almost like a warning, like a whisper of something I already knew but refused to admit. Something felt unfinished, like the dream was trying to show me what I hadn't yet seen in my waking life. Still groggy, I grabbed my phone and opened the work group chat just to see what I had missed overnight. My mistake for disregarding my own rules for work-life balance, seeing it was my day off. And there it was, a message from you, long and passive-aggressive, tearing to the state of the shakers, the tins, the bar. Words like disgusting and unsanitary jumped out at me. It was clearly directed at me. You were the opener, I was the closer. But you hadn't mentioned my name. You hadn't come to me directly, hadn't even tried to speak to me like a professional, a teammate, or a friend. You just dropped your grievances out there in the open for everyone to see. I read it again, feeling that dull, sinking disappointment in my chest. It reminded me of the dream. You had said you were coming back, but had disappeared instead. This post was the same. It was indirect, hollow, something that reestablished the gap between us because it wasn't direct. You rather let the words linger in a public space, avoiding any real confrontation, any real conversation. The gap I'd thought we'd recently bridged with communication had returned, wide as ever, stretching out like the gulf between what's said and what's actually felt beneath the surface. In the dream, I had asked you if you wanted me to take you home, my usual request due to my constant concern over your safety. You paused, considered it, and then walked off, like you had somewhere better to be, someone else's attention to chase. And here, in waking life, it was the same. You had chosen to address your frustrations not to me, but to the room, the audience, anyone who would listen. You weren't looking for resolution, you were looking for validation. Or maybe just let out a little frustration without the effort of actually fixing things and confronting me. As I sat there, the realization hit me harder than the dream itself. I had thought I had bridged something between us. I had taught you the value of directness in handling things with maturity. I thought we shared that understanding, that common ground, but here we are, back to the same old patterns. You were showing me exactly who you were, just as you had in the dream, a flickering light, coming and going, seeking attention for whoever would give it, avoiding anything that asked for real commitment or depth. The irony of it wasn't lost on me. I had once been like that too, relying on indirect words, letting frustration simmer until it burst into ways I'd later regret. But I made the choice to grow, to face things head on, to let go of that need for validation from others. I'd seen what it did to people, watched it tear down relationships, and I had vowed not to let that be me anymore. Lightbringer, the phrase echoed in my head again, this time softer, clearer. Maybe it wasn't a warning about you, maybe it was a reminder to me, a reminder of the light I'd worked so hard to build in myself, a light that didn't flicker or depend on anyone else's attention. I was the one who had chosen to be direct, to grow beyond my old habits, and to bring clarity into my life. I had tried to bring you along, thought I could bring you along to show you the way, the truth, but I can't force you to hold the light if you aren't ready. I believe the words Lightbringer was God, reminding me to wake up and be prepared for the battle that is coming my way, because He and I both know I've grown soft in my slumber. The words you posted were still there, hanging in the chat like a shadow of our unresolved communication. But I knew I wasn't going to respond. There was nothing to say. The lesson had already been taught. Whether you choose to learn it or not, it wasn't mine to control. So I put down my phone and I took a breath. In the dream, I had watched you disappear into the night, a figure receding into the shadows of this world. But here, in the waking world, I understood something different. Your patterns no longer disturb my peace. I don't need to respond or give you attention. I forgive you because the Lord demands it. But I have my own light, steady and constant, and I plan on carrying it forward as a beacon and a reminder to be the light of this world.